So the Michigan Wolverines will be on the hunt for a new coach since Jim Harbaugh has elected to leave the Michigan Wolverines or leave college football and return to the NFL. Jim Harbaugh is now the new head coach of the LA Chargers. So Michigan, it's about to be some changes going on with your football program, with the staff, and with the players, because as you've seen at Alabama and Washington, with the coaching change and staff turnovers, players jumping into the portal, recruits decommitting. Okay, it happened at Alabama and Washington. And now, being that Jim Harbaugh has elected to go back to the NFL, it would happen, it is going to happen with the Michigan program also. So brace yourself, Michigan fans. Now, but Jim Harbaugh, hey, he brought y'all your first national championship in forever, I might add. So you can be proud of that, even though, in my opinion, your national championship is tainted. But nevertheless, you won it on the field. Okay, so, but Jim Harbaugh is leaving Michigan. Football isn't in a good state, mediocre state, bad state, I can't say. But Jim Harbaugh is leaving with all kind of allegations levied against that program. And when the punishment come down to Michigan, if those allegations are found to be true, Jim Harbaugh will escape free and clear, even though he was suspended twice during last season, man. So, hey, it is what it is. This article talks about Jim Harbaugh and his alleged misdeeds as head coach of the Michigan Wolverines. It says Harbaugh served a 3-game suspension to open the 2023 season that stemmed from allegations of a level 1 NCAA recruiting violation during the COVID pandemic. That case has not yet been resolved by the NCAA. And you know, COVID was way back in 2020 and it's 2023 and they still ain't resolved it. The NCAA take forever to, you know, resolve their issues when it comes to misdeeds, when it comes to head coaches and, you know, things of that nature. But it goes on to say, and then he was shelved in an unprecedented move by the Big Ten for Michigan's final 3 games of the regular season, in a move that stemmed from a still ongoing probe in the sign-stealing, cheating scheme of disgraced and former football staff Connor Stallions, who resigned rather than being fired by the school mid-November. But anyway, it says, but any subsequent punishment Harbaugh might receive for either or both investigation are now mute. Yep, because Jim Harbaugh is now in the NFL. And Jim Harbaugh, you know, he's been in the NFL before with the San Francisco 49ers, had successful seasons, made it to a Super Bowl with the 49ers, or took the 49ers to a Super Bowl. He didn't win, but he made it. So Jim Harbaugh, he was successful in the NFL. Once he came to Michigan, Ohio State, their rivals, lost his first 5 games to Ohio State. Couldn't get over that hump. But guess what? Jim Harbaugh thought in his mind, I got to do something to beat Ohio State or I won't have a damn job. And guess what they started doing? Allegedly stealing signs from other teams. And guess what? He didn't lose no more to Ohio State. Lo and behold, even won a national championship. Like the old saying go, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But I wish Jim Harbaugh the best of luck in the NFL. But you Michigan fans, you finna see a complete, well, I ain't gonna say a complete overhaul, because you might have some dedicated, loyal players on your team. Not all of them are like that. And just like some players at Alabama committed to Nick Saban, okay, some players on the Michigan football team committed to Jim Harbaugh. All right, so being that he's leaving, it's going to be a turnover. I don't know who your next coach will be. Maybe it'll be your offensive coordinator, the guy that took over for Jim Harbaugh when he was suspended those, I believe it was 6 games, 3 at the beginning and 3 at the end. So maybe it'll be that guy, all right, with his crying ass. But hey, it is what it is. You're going to see player personnel changes. You're going to see staff changes, okay? You're going to see players decommitting, all right, or commits decommitting. So it is what it is. Now, my Alabama Crimson Tide, we can use a few of those players at Michigan. We'll be glad to have them. Glad to welcome them, okay? On the defensive side of the ball, I don't give a damn about your offensive side of the ball. Blake Corum, I don't know if Donovan Edwards is leaving or whatever, but if he's not, we could use him too. But he'll be in the back of the pack in our running back game because my Alabama Crimson Tide is stacked. We can just use him as depth. That's about all we can use from the Michigan Wolverines team. On the offensive side of the ball, now the defensive side of the ball, we maybe can use a few, I'll say 2 or 3 of those guys. But anyway, it is what it is. Jim Harbaugh is no longer coaching in college football, and I believe he's leaving this Michigan Wolverines football program in disarray, because when those findings come down and they say that those findings are true, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna lose, possibly have a bowl ban or won't be able to go to the playoff. You'll probably lose some of your scholarships. So I think that especially with the sign stealing, that might be some harsh punishment. But hey, they didn't keep you from going to the playoffs. So hey, it is what it is. The NCAA say they haven't found nothing yet, or the Big Ten haven't found nothing yet. So they allowed you to go into the playoff, and it worked out for you, and you wind up winning the 2023 national championship. And like I said, until they tell me y'all didn't cheat, that national championship is tainted. That's not to take away from what y'all did on the field, because even after these allegations came out of sign stealing, you still beat everybody after that point, which was, I believe it was the final 3 or 4 games of the regular season. The playoff game and the national championship. So you did win it on the field, but did you have any type of advantage? I don't think so in the last 4 games or so, but I'll say from game 1 through 7 or 8, yes, I think you probably had your opponent's signs. But hey, it is what it is. Like I said before, the old saying, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. But hey, I hope the Michigan Wolverines program stay on top. Not all the way on top, because I want to be on top, but stay on top. Stay competing. And the next head coach, wish him nothing but the best of luck. But hey, Jim Harbaugh said, it's too much restraint in college football. In the NFL, he will have more freedom to do as he pleases, okay? Because, the daggone college football, they got a lot of restrictions, man. I mean, too many for me. So, but Jim Harbaugh, man, I think he getting out of college football at the right time, and he's had several teams that has been wanting him to come back to the NFL and coach for them. NFL teams have been looking at and interviewing Jim Harbaugh for a couple of years now. And I think now is the right time for him to go ahead and get back in the NFL and don't have to deal with all this bullshit that college football coaches have to deal with. So, hey, it is what it is. Jim Harbaugh, best of luck in the NFL. Hope to see you back in the playoffs once again. Hope to see you in the Super Bowl. And maybe this time you can win it. But it's great to have seen you come back to your alma mater and take your alma mater and win a national championship. So, Jim Harbaugh, a great, successful coach, still relatively young. He's only 60 years old. So he probably got 10 to 14 more years of coaching. And of course, all of it will be in the NFL. All right, so it is what it is. Good luck to the Michigan Wolverines. And like I say, Michigan Wolverines fan base, you might be going through some trying times. Probably the rest of this week on into next week. So we'll see, because guess what? That portal is going to open back up just for y'all. And players are going to be jumping ship. Trust and believe. Roll Tide.